Okay. Welcome everybody to Sunset City, a Sonic podcast with nobody in town. Like everybody's left the city. It's abandoned. It's just me and a dog. You got me. I'm Nick. Hello. And we got Channel Pup. How you doing today, sir?
Woof. Everybody
Fair
has
enough.
hemorrhoids. There's been a severe hemorrhoid outbreak in the city.
um, Gilly's got some scheduling conflicts. He's got to go get some stuff done. Wayne's out of town. We don't know what happened to Suris. Maybe he'll show up in the middle of
Suris
this.
is just AWOL for now. But fingers crossed we'll hear from him. He's probably very busy being the social butterfly charlatan that he is.
Well, yeah, then it's just gonna be the two of us, and we do actually have a lot of Sonic stuff to talk about, specifically about superstars. It seems I don't know about anything else
Yes.
that's going on with the Sonic franchise today. Have they announced anything else? Do we know of anything else that's going on?
We had the new logo for Sonic and Friends, which looks to be kind of like a kids offshoot of the franchise, I guess. I mean, a
Yeah,
more kids offshoot of the franchise. The other
much
one.
more popular. Yeah,
You got Prime, which is for Ickle Wickle babies, and then you got Sonic and Friends, which is for literal sperm cells.
Well, there you go. Yeah. I don't know. We'll talk about Sonic and Friends when it comes out, but like that logo alone just shows me like that's nothing we should probably be covering too consistently. Like a group of adults talking about a kids franchise is already just doing its thing as it is. Like I think that might be. I'm not gonna do a thorough analysis of Sonic and Friends, is what I'm saying.
Oh man, what if they like have a new mecha in it or something, and you
Then I
can
guess I'll be talking about it,
do a
won't
Mecha
I?
March Madness on Plastic Sonic, the one with no sharp edges.
That'd be adorable. There is this weird scribble. Sonic Treasure Hunter. He's been posting some pictures of these weird sketch shirts, like these shirts with sketches on them. I guess they're official or something. I don't know if you saw Dave, me and him talking at all on Twitter or X, as it's called.
Is this
Uh,
Badnik Mechanic?
yeah.
Um,
Yeah.
let's take
He
a
apparently
look.
he's done some research on it, so I don't know. I'm gonna have a chat with him, see what's going on with.
Badnik Mechanic doing research? Who'd have thunk it?
Who'd have thunk it?
The guy makes some of the most well-researched videos I've seen. Oh, I'm
Yeah,
seeing this. Oh, that's cute. That's
yeah.
neat. Even attention collectors. Oh, that's
Adorable.
fun. That is fun.
All right. Well, since it's just the two of us, I think we probably are gonna have a shorter show today. Just in general, like I got a busy day ahead of me, but I do actually want to hear your thoughts. It looks like you did a lot of the research on the Sonic Superstar stuff that's been dropping from Game Informer.
Yeah,
That's what you
yeah.
posted
I
here.
mean, if by that you mean reading the tweets about it, then yeah, I've been doing that. But
Fair enough. Has it even dropped yet this month's Game Informer? Hold
I'm
on,
not sure, but they have released an article, but I think it's one of those things where it's like a rollout, a bit like what IGN did with Sonic Frontiers, that whole fiasco last year. God, that feels like so long ago now as well.
It really does. It really does. We actually do have something that we can properly talk about because there is one big article that confirmed a lot of stuff that we had heard a long time ago.
Okay.
So, and that's just the article here from Game Informer is why Sonic Mania 2 didn't happen.
Oh, right, yes, okay. So, I've only seen a tiny little, like, paragraph about that. Does what you've got there have any information that I might not have seen?
I mean, a lot of this is fluff just in terms of like they're kind of giving you like, here's Sonic Superstars and the history of Mania and all this other stuff. Um, but yeah, we might as well just jump into this before getting to
Yeah,
Superstars
share it with
directly.
the class, Nick. Come on, man. This is Sunset Show and Tell. Try saying that when you're drunk.
So if you guys want to read this for yourself, you can check out the article on Game Informer's website. This is from Brian Shea, and I will just be paraphrasing best I can. But quote, in 2021 reports from a gaming insider named Zippo.
Ah,
surfaced
he's made it.
that that internal plans to create a true successor to Sonic Mania had been scrapped due to differences between Sonic Mania's external developers and Sega. While not directly confirming or commenting on that particular report, Izuka confirms that he had talks with Whitehead following the release of Mania. And this is quoting Izuka, I think. There was a period after development of Sonic Mania when we worked with them to consider concepts for the next generation of classic Sonic, Izuka says. It's too bad that it didn't become a finished game. Still, I'm pleased with the next generation of classic Sonic that we talked about with them that has achieved with Superstars. Um, so what this new stuff is basically telling us like some things that they were kind of pitching here, like in terms of what game could have happened. But I guess what they're saying here is Azuka and the Sonic team wanted to move away from the pixel art graphics with the next new title, Classic Sonic series. When you make a 2D game using pixel art, you kind of end up targeting a very specific core audience, he says. We wanted to bring this game to as many people as possible, and in order to really make it look and feel as appealing to a wider audience, I guess it's a little broken, it's fine, it's whatever, it's translation. We needed to use 3D assets to really give it that current look, but we know that core fans want that old classic Sonic look. They want that old classic Sonic feel, so we focused on making sure the controls were solid and the look and feel was really represented in the classic Sonic game.
Glad they finally figured that one out.
Yeah, don't
Like it
really
when
agree
it
with the
feels
3D assets here, but we'll get into this in a second.
sure.
But Whitehead, let's see, Whitehead backs up the story with his own recounting of the events. When we started at Evening Star, it was always our goal to move beyond 2D pixel art into 3D games and develop all new original IP, he says. Evening Star did work with Sega to explore possible directions classic Sonic could go after the success of Sonic Mania. Sonic Mania 2 was never in development, though, because we actually agreed early on that we should try and make something fresh, like hand drawn 2D or 2.5D. At the same time, Evening Star was developing our new Star engine. So we also ended up making a cool Sonic prototype that played with depth in 2.5D and some other gameplay ideas. So we had both heard rumors that, and I just had to keep my trap shut about it. This was a long time ago, and I was quite bitter about it. But like the long and short of it that I had heard was that they were making a 3D classic Sonic game.
What?
And all of this, it doesn't directly confirm that. It looks like they're saying 2.5D, but considering the Penny game that's coming out for them, Penny's Big Breakaway, um, I do think that that while the facts might not have been completely on point, I think this fairly confirms what we had heard about that. There's another quote here. As Azuka-san said, though, Unistar did not continue to full production of the game, at which point Origins took the helm, blah, blah, blah. Where it says before. Okay, so it's just saying, yeah, we moved forward with our game. So yeah, and it looks like contrary to any rumors, we maintain a friendly relationship with Sega. Hope fans are pumped to play both games once they release. So it sounds like they're all in good relations with each other, but it does kind of suck that we did miss out on a hand drawn game. I mean, it sounds
Yeah,
like
I
that's an
was
idea that was pitched, but
I
not
was
actually.
gonna comment
Sorry.
on that because I got some thoughts there. I kind of feel like that's the given that they've got these animations at the start of every game now, especially like with the powerhouse stuff in Origins. I'd been saying when Origins came out, like the best way you could like remaster or remake the classics would be to put them in the art style that the cutscenes are, so you can finally have a Sonic where the gameplay and the cutscenes are nice and kind of cohesive, at least for the classics. So a hand-drawn game would have been sweet, but at the same time, I'm trying to think of the right wording. I don't want to say I'm glad, but I'm kind of positive about the fact that they've moved away from the pixel art. I do like the pixel art, don't get me wrong, and I think it really, was in its best form in Sonic Mania. At the same time, I do like to see them experimenting with, I guess, I don't want to say more detail because the pixel art is very detailed, but just a cleaner art style, I guess, overall. Like I remember when Sonic 2 HD, the fan thing was a thing. It was a there were demos releasing around the time of Sonic Mania, and there was a part of me that was thinking, man, I want Sonic Mania to look like this, like um
Yeah.
so we're going for the 3D approach, which is a step closer to kind of that, I guess, I don't know, I think pixel art, it's a choice, it's got its place, so I kind of get what Izuka is saying. At the same time, I wouldn't call, like, pixel art by any stretch redundant for Sonic.
I don't really. I mean, art direction is important. Um, that's not really my big focus here. Like, it does suck that we didn't get like a more stylistic sort of thing. Superstars does look pretty fun. It looks like they're doing some creative stuff with it. Not gonna take it away from that. I am still gonna be cautious because, like I've said before on the show, RSS has never hit it out of the park with any of their games. They've been okay at best from anything I've played from them. But I do think it sucks that they couldn't figure something out with Evening Star because it sounds like they were really trying to get something put together.
I like to
So,
think that, the whole Evening Star thing, it's a deal that's on pause rather than being stopped. And that maybe in the future we'll see a collaboration between the two again. But for now, this is what we've got. Question though, I don't know much about Arzest, but are performance issues a thing with Arzest? Is that like one of the main things that people worry about with Arzest?
well, I mean, since Balan Wonderworld was one of the more recent games, I can see that being a concern.
The reason I
That's always
say
a
this
possibility.
is because I have been watching gameplay footage and stuff. And something that I think it was one of the people that works for Tails channel, they put in like their hands-on thing that there was a terrible stutter between acts. So it does the Sonic 3 and Knuckles thing of you finish up Act 1 and Act 2 continues straight off the back of it. You've got that seamless transition, which is really nice. But I read in that article that, yeah, there's a horrible stutter. Like, the frame rate drops to, like, 1 for a good couple of seconds before going in. And I have seen it in gameplay footage, and it does look a little egregious. And I'm wondering if there's going to be more of that in there, if that's something that's, an Arzest thing, is, like, performance issues like that or frame rate drops. It'd be a real shame if that's the case, because, yeah, it's a bit of an immersion break. Yeah, I don't know. Probably, in the grand scheme of things, a pretty minute issue, but still, it's there.
Yeah, I don't know. This is one of those teams that doesn't really. It doesn't have enough footing to really kind of strike out on its own. Like, these are the folks that. I mean, a lot of developers have to do this. That's just the way the industry works. Like, they have to work with these bigger companies and produce a game for them, kind of a thing. Uh, I don't. Yeah, I don't know. Like, Balin is just throwing things off so hard for me, and like Webster's saying here, uh, they worked the brief. They just got a bad brief, and yeah, I'm not going to entirely blame them for that mess. Most of their stuff has been consistently okay, but like there's just nothing in the catalog that I can confidently just say, "Go, don't worry about it. It's gonna be a okay." I'm
I
sure there's
think
gonna be some hiccups here or there.
the
Hopefully, they'll patch it
question I have though is if they've got the physics right for this and they're doing all original levels, it's kind of, how do you fuck that up? It's why I'm not too bothered even who's developing this. They could probably announce that, I don't know, some based on what we've seen, they could announce that some fucking shovelware Wii era game studio was producing this, and I'd think, oh, nice, they got their big break, because I don't see how you can really mess this up aside from maybe garbage level design, but from what we've seen, it looks fine. I don't know. I don't see how they could really screw it up. I'm pretty confident about Sonic Superstars, aside from just that one little thing I mentioned, and even then, in the grand scheme of things, it is a quite, it's I don't want to call it a nitpick, but it's quite a small thing.
So so I like being the negative Nancy and playing devil's advocate. The things I could push back on there, and I know our good friend Stuart, he did point this out in just a quick clip, just like how much automation was in some of these clips that I've been seeing. Like some of this looks really cool, some of the loop de loops, but like some of it just also looks like a bit too much like control taken away from the player, and that is such a delicate balance to find with Sonic games. Because yeah, you want those high speed thrills and you want loop de loops and you want to have a little bit of fun here and there, but you need to also be able to control your character and have some actual platforming challenges. So that part I do worry about because it's something I keep thinking about with all the emerald abilities, and we'll get into all that stuff here. But like you have 4 different playable characters, potentially 5. Each of them have some unique abilities all their own. And on top of that, we also have emerald abilities. And I do worry about how much variety can you really have in terms of level layout when you have to account for all of these potentially different uh changes in play style.
It's true, yeah. My fear is like kind of, I guess, worst case scenario is it's a little bit Sonic Colorsy in a way. Like I think Sonic Colors
Right.
in the bespoke levels, in the levels that were the original intended ones, there is some really solid level design going on there. But it's one of those things where it does live and die by wisps as that power up. I'm hoping that emerald abilities are not the new wisps. That if I want to play this as a general Sonic experience without those new power ups, that I can just power through it, have a good time, and that the level design will still be good. I think like a good case scenario would be like, okay, so we know that there's that little blue emerald thing or cyan which turns Sonic into a little blob thing and he can climb up waterfalls and stuff. If it's just they've got some waterfalls smattered about the levels, you can climb up them and find some hidden goodies and stuff, I think we're golden. If it's just stuff like that, and that the level design still stands really well on its own 2 feet, we're golden. But if they are essential to get any like good time out of the game, as it is, I don't see how that can even be possible, given that emeralds are not usually collected by force, Like, there's no guarantee you're going to get all these power-ups on your first playthrough, so I don't know. I guess I feel kind of confident about it, but like, it's one of those things where so much of the marketing of this hinges on the new abilities. And I'm like, okay, how much is that going to eat into this game? Is that going to detract from this as a general Sonic experience? I'm confident that it won't, but you can't know until you know?
Well, I think if we actually get into the emerald abilities here, that's going to help. It might help better explain what they're actually trying to do in terms of tracking down collectibles or level layout and stuff like that. Because it sounds like we had a lot of them kind of thrown this way. So, gonna give a warning to anybody here. If you are dead set on playing Superstars, you don't want to see anything more than it. Um, I'd probably just hop off the show now. Um, because we're going to get into it for just everything that Game Informer kind of laid out for us here, and discuss the powers on hand.
Yeah,
Because
we're gonna. Yeah, sorry, go on.
yeah, no, that's basically it. Just like there's stage themes, there's emerald abilities, um, looks like customization options as well. So we're gonna be getting into the nitty gritty here, and just kind of explaining them and sharing our thoughts on it. So
Well,
do you want to
something.
kind of just
Yeah, sorry, I was
sorry, go
going to
ahead.
say something that does give me some hope is that from everything I'm seeing, it does appear that a big priority here is the coins that are littered throughout the levels, which have like the Japanese Sonic artwork on them. And those coins buy customization options. And from the looks of things, most of these power up thingies lead to like a coin, lead to a hidden area. So if it's more like that and less like, oh god, if I don't fucking, use a fucking yellow emerald, I gotta block platform my way through this place. Then yeah, as I say, we're golden. I'm pretty confident in it, but like, you can't know until you got your hands on it. But like,
I
sorry, go on.
I just wanted to kind of like my experience with Sonic Colors. I felt like it was a bit different from what you dealt with. I felt like they didn't commit to the wisps, at least not in the right way. It felt like they wanted you to have mostly. There are spots where you do need to use the wisps in some of those levels,
Yeah,
but for the most part, you could zip through without too much effort.
Eh,
Um,
it varies. Like, especially if you toggle supersonic, if you complete the game and you toggle supersonic, it's easy to forget that there are certain points where the wisps are mandatory.
right.
Because you can't use wisps with supersonic for whatever reason, so they will put extra platforming elements to ensure that supersonic can get through there. Um, just I find, playing through the game, it's one of those things where I kind of feel like the wisps save Sonic Colors. Like, Sonic Colors isn't a long game, but without the wisps, it does drag, because there are certain platforming sections that are just clearly there to be like, hey, you didn't use the wisps, so you gotta take the arduous route, which is in the Sonic philosophy. That's always been the thing with, like, the classics, was like, you can skillfully play the upper route, or you get a more arduous lower route, but, like, in this case, I think I would still rather, you know, have that upper path be something for skillful play, rather than, hey, I used the power up, look at me go.
I've never hated the idea of utilizing some extra gimmicks in fun ways. I mean, they try to do that with colors. They try to do that with Sonic 4 Episode 2, and I don't think any of them are like outright bad. I just don't think like there was nothing there in either of those games where I was like, "Oh man, I really hope this comes back."
There is
You know?
also one thing I did want to touch on, is that it does appear that elemental shields are not back for this one. And that was something that I was a little worried about, was like, because Sonic 4 and stuff, part of the reason why it felt like such a downgrade was how they reverted a lot of things back to the Sonic 1 and 2 way of doing things. Aside from just the pure garbage that was the gameplay of, like, Sonic 4, it was like, why have we just got one version of the shield? Why do we not have, certain extra abilities that we had in Sonic 3? Why can't I play with the signpost at the end of the level? That's still important to me. And seamless level transitions. So I was a little bummed out when it did appear that the elemental shields aren't back. However, I think there is a bit of a trade-off this time, in that you do have elemental abilities with the Chaos Emeralds this time. It's almost like they've been shifted over. And even then, it's not like we don't have some equivalents here and there, in that there is like an item box with a magnet inside it, which causes rings to magnetize to you, just like how they would with the electric shield. But you just don't get a shield with it this time, So there is at least a trade-off. But it was something I was like, yeah, they always forget about the elemental shields,
Yeah. I mean, I'm fine with them being gone. As the difference between this and Sonic 4 is, like you said, like they're trading off with other things you can do. And I'm fine with them focusing up on emerald powers as opposed to having emerald powers on top of trying to figure out how that works with like a fire blast or a double jump with electric shield or stuff like that. Like there's potential like redundancies or other things that they probably just were like, well, we don't need that. Problem with Sonic 4 was like they took things away and didn't give us anything new. They gave us the homing attack and shitty physics.
Yeah, it
Um,
was entirely reductive, whereas a compromise is a compromise. I'm okay with a little bit of compromise. I just don't, want them to take things away and be reductive. And yeah,
I
as I say, it's in the emeralds now, so we'll kind of see if that stacks up.
yeah, again I mean, the physics are probably gonna make or break just how good these powers feel. Because again, I'm keep going back to episode 2 and just I don't know, like how useless a lot of the stuff felt. But I mean, it could end up being fun. But
Another
we should actually
thing.
get into like the abilities too. Sorry, go ahead.
Sure, no, we absolutely will. I just wanted to say, like, another thing is that Sonic Superstars is centered much more around the vast array of characters that you've got. And the thing
Right.
is, especially like when you're playing Sonic Origins, you've now got, the full playable cast in like Sonic 3 and Knuckles. And only Sonic can do anything with the elemental shields, whereas I suppose with the Emerald elemental abilities, like, everyone gets a little piece of the pie, I guess.
Mhm.
But yeah, okay, if you want to get into the Emerald abilities, yeah, I'm game.
All right, I'm gonna just list off what you've written here. So the ability names and then what they do. Avatar, create clones of your character to defeat enemies in their path. Bullet, blast your character in a specific direction. Water, traverse underwater more easily and climb up waterfalls. Ivy, grow vines to reach new areas. These are usable by teammates too. Vision, reveal hidden platforms and rings. An indicator will pop up to notify of its use. Slow, that that seems to fit for a Sonic game. Slow everything on the screen. So see, puppets, it's not it's not frame rate issues, it's a feature. Extra unlocks a character specific ability. Sonic gets a homing attack, Amy gets the hammer throw, Knuckles gets a punch, Tails gets the tornado spin. So, how are we feeling about all those powers? And you want to
I can
pick apart
literally
anything
hear the
specifically?
Wisp announcer right now yelling like Avatar. But okay, so it is worth noting that these things will have like a recharge time as well. They're not spammable, so even if you were to use the homing attack, it's something where you'd switch it on and it's available for like a limited time, and then it has to recharge. So I think that is, something that is a bit of comfort, I guess, because when I hear classic Sonic and homing attack, I get a bit of a queasy feeling. But
Yeah, yeah.
if it's just a little power up and it's rechargeable and it's, it's not something you can just do all the time. Okay, alright. I mean, like, it's equivalent to, I guess, like, the little air dash thing you could do with the fire shield in a way. The slow everything on screen thing is one of those things where I think for bosses, that's only going to have any kind of use. Because
It's a
then,
very Shinobi move. It's a very Shinobi power up. Like
right.
that's the kind of shit you'd find on those old Genesis games. I don't know, dude. Like I feel like this is gonna be like there's clearly gonna be some winners and some losers from this list from what I'm
Oh
seeing
yeah,
here.
like the Ivy one feels like when you've run out of the ideas, and it's just like I don't know, some vines can grow and you can go up them.
That seems like one of the vaguest ones. Like for exploration, like if they have some really fun exploring and collectibles, that might be a lot of fun.
But we've seen images
It,
of it, and it's like even if you're in a completely mechanical area, you've got these ivy vines growing,
no, of course,
which
of
is
course.
Sonic basically just gets poison ivy powers effectively.
It sounds like if usable by teammates, it sounds like you just build a ladder or something, like the Mario vine or something. Like you just climb up a vine.
Effectively, yeah. And
Okay, well,
I mean, we've seen a little bit of vision, and I actually really like the idea behind that one. Is just revealing these little hidden areas that you can get to, which lead to rewards and stuff. The only thing that I'm thinking is, does it reveal hidden platforms or does it materialize them? Like, can I just jump on an invisible thing if that's the case? And when it says an
that would
indicator
suck. Yeah.
will pop up to notify. Now, let me discover that. Let me learn that through experimentation. There's surely got to be a better way than that. Bullet sounds like an afterthought. Just shoot them off in another direction. We've seen an
It
image
sounds
of
like
it.
a chaotic ability.
Right.
Yeah.
Avatar again sounds like just we needed some cool shit to happen on screen. We've seen video of it. We've seen that
No.
it can be used to cheese the first boss fight in Bridge Island Zone.
And
Water
with the opening
actually.
animation. Yeah.
Sorry, go on. Yeah.
Go for it.
Water actually could be quite interesting, especially like because we've seen you can climb up waterfalls, but like if you're in like a water level, maybe it can be like a lifeline to get out of the water, I guess, if you're in too deep and you're trying to keep up above your head instead of going under.
What I at least like about some of these, like some of these don't feel too invasive. And other ones feel like, hey, how can we make classic Sonic more fun? So water feels like a direct response to everyone's issues with the water levels. So the way I see it is like, would this be fun enough that it would inspire players to go back to the classic games and be like, oh, I kind of want to mod this into the game and see what it feels like, you know? Like that would be kind of fun. Or like Vision, that would be extremely helpful in like Sonic 3 and Knuckles, just because unless you know where every single hidden giant ring is, like it can be challenging to figure it out. Especially like I'm thinking of like, oh god, what's that zone? Flying Battery, where
Mhm.
where the rings are. You have to shove aside some spikes to get to the rings. So that kind of stuff could be cool. Yeah, Ivy just sounds like a fun little extra thing, not too offensive. Slow, I really don't know if I need things slowing down in a Sonic game.
It sounds like a lot of this stuff isn't necessary, if you get me. And you know what? That's what a power-up should be. A power-up should be just, it's an extra fun thing, you know? But
Yeah.
from the sounds of things, the most enjoyable version of this is going to be like a 0 emerald run, and then these are good for picking up extra collectibles and stuff like that. Which we know the majority of the collectibles are going to be centered around character customization. But we'll get there when we get there.
Yeah, I'm excited. I'm excited to talk about all of that. I don't hate anything I'm seeing here. Like, slow gets me a little concerned. Avatar feels like it's gonna just be a quick little whatever. And yeah, I don't know. I don't have too many issues with bad nicks. So, like you said, probably just use the cheese bosses, if anything.
My question
Seems like they're
is
putting a lot of emphasis on the avatar. Like that's the first one they showed off. That's the one that shows up in that opening animation. It feels like that's going to be the like potentially
the big
the
boy.
trademark one.
I
Yeah, the
mean, yeah,
Naruto
he
one.
can also pop open like little item capsules as well. Just anything that's on the screen, he can basically swamp it. So that's kind of cool, I guess. It does
Some of the stuff we some of the stuff we've seen in the other games in other forms. That's a hypersonic screen clearing move.
Yeah, it does make me question like redundancy of super forms in a way, because I wanted to mention that with the extra Chaos Emerald, Amy gets her hammer throw, and I'm wondering, is
Mhm.
that the Hyper Amy hammer throw? Like, because
What else would
otherwise,
it be?
but then it makes it redundant, surely, unless it's got more of a recharge time on it or something. Like,
I mean, I guess like I don't know. Like I'm putting together a script about Hyper Amy because it's not Hyper Amy. They refuse to say the name, and it feels like such an afterthought. And it feels like it's kind of the same thing here. I don't know. It's gonna be interesting. Like the homing attack, I do wonder because like at the very least, Sonic 4 did design some of the level layout around the homing attack. So they can't do that here if you only have one of your four characters
I mean,
able to do that.
I don't want to design level around the homing
I
attack.
don't either. I
That
don't
shit
either.
should just be a power up. It's there if you want to, home attack on some enemies, but that's it. Like, I think Generations did a fine job with that. And I'm talking about the console version, not the 3DS one where it made it mandatory.
Yeah.
I just can't believe Knuckles is finally going to be able to punch things in 2D.
I mean, he could do that in the advanced games. It's just like you had to like Amy, you had to just stop and punch. So I hope that it's like you can punch while you're running or something along those lines.
Hold your fists out and it works as an invincibility effectively. That would be kind of fun.
Yeah. Yeah. The
Um,
tornado spin, I wonder what that is. Is that the same? I feel like we've seen that attack before. That name is so familiar.
yeah, like Izuka did clarify that it has nothing to do with the plane, but
I didn't think it did.
I think it's effectively his little tail whip, effectively.
I'm looking here. Okay, this is what I was thinking of. So Tails has a tornado attack in Sonic Advance 3, so maybe it's along those lines. I imagine he's just gonna go, yeah, whirly dirge with his tails and just smack shit around. I don't know. Nothing inoffensive. All feels
Yeah,
inoffensive.
to be honest, yeah. Like, none of it. Like, all of this sounds at least a little better than the Wisps in that you're generally still controlling the character. You know? Like, Sonic
Yeah.
isn't going to turn into a rocket or turn into a laser thing. Like, you're still, controlling him.
Yeah. Do we know how the Chaos Emeralds work there? Do you like pick an emerald before you start a level, or do you have to
No, there's,
find it?
there's a little ability wheel. Like, think, the Arkham Gadget menu. Like, you effectively pick one.
Oh, so once you have it, you can just grab it whenever during
Yeah,
the
I
level.
think it like pauses the game effectively while you just pick one, and then. So I do worry a little bit about the flow, I guess, but we'll see. We'll see. All of this sounds perfectly okay. These all sound like okay power ups.
Yeah. No, I don't hate anything I see here. Concerned a little bit about slow, but hopefully, I say hopefully.
It
I
doesn't
guess we
slow
just have
you
to see.
down. It just slows
Yeah,
everything else down.
I'm working in the context of the classic Sonic games and their level layouts. I mean, we have to wait and see what they do differently here that might make some of the stuff a bit more beneficial.
Imagine you're in Marble Zone in Sonic 1 and you're on one of those slow moving lava platforms and you press the slow button and it's just like joy.
Oh, I bet this is super fun. Would you like water physics in Marvel Kart? Yeah, we'll see. Yeah, no, I don't know. I don't hate that, and I was actually a little bit more positive after reading some of these because, like, I think what's standing out to me is water. I think that's the one that's standing out to me the most. Uh, because Bubble was a response to the design, the water designs from the classic games, and this feels like they're I don't know. That's why I'm fine with them getting rid of the bubble and then bringing this in instead because it's a different thing that lets you interact with one of the most notorious elements of Sonic and might make it more fun. Like that might be one of those emerald powers like I'm excited to use.
In
I don't know.
fairness, I do find it funny when you look at like Sonic 3, for example, and they're like, hey, don't worry, we fixed the water levels by giving you a bubble shield. When it's like, in fairness, that's cool and all, but you fixed the water levels by making them really fucking good. Like,
Hmm.
water shield or no water shield, Hydro City's a fun fucking stage, you know? Like,
Yeah, it is.
but
Absolutely.
my favorite thing about the bubble shield was always the bouncy boy aspect to it. Like, I like being able to bounce Sonic around. It's why I like the bounce bracelet.
It's another part of the charm of ball physics to turn them into a bouncy ball. And that yeah, and I don't know. Like I know we were all arguing about the levels, and I just kind of shut up. But like what I liked about Sonic Three's take on water, it was like it Sonic 2 made water a punishment flat out. It just was like this, you do not want to be here, you want to avoid it at all costs. And Sonic 3 was like, no, splash around in it. You can have fun. It's okay. And here's a little toy you can play with in the water if you're concerned about grabbing air or something like that. So
Completely
yeah.
agree.
And I think this is going to that further emphasizes that idea to me. So that because you're always gonna have a water level. Like that's just how it's gonna go, guys. And that if that water ability is there, that means we might have more Sonic 3 level design in terms of like just have more water in general. And it might just be more fun. So
I mean, I completely
I don't know.
welcome it. Like,
Yeah.
Sonic 3, I think the majority of the levels in that first half have some form of water in there. Like, and
Yeah, there's one zone without water in Sonic 3.
what about Ice Cap? That one doesn't have water.
No, it does.
Does it?
Yeah.
I must be really good at the game then, because I've never seen water in that stage.
In Act 2, it's got water.
Well, damn. Yeah, I just like the approach of, like, in, like, I guess non-water levels like Angel Island, you've got water there, but it's like, it's not going to kill you. You can just get out of it, you know? It's just there as a bit of world building,
Just
effectively.
yeah. It's there to test the bubble shield and let you know that it exists.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's a little taster of things to come, and I like that, you know? That they didn't
Yeah.
necessarily have to be a water level. It's just there is water here. I mean, I suppose you kind of have that with Chemical Plant, but it still treats water like it's a punishment rather than something to just splash in.
Yeah. So I don't know. These sound fairly okay, but like I said, I think we're gonna have some clear favorites from some of these.
And I get the
But
feeling that my favorite way to play is still just going to be playing it like a regular Sonic game. Maybe that makes me a vanilla bitch boy, but like at the end of the day, you know, that's what I'm here for, you know, is the Sonic. Whee, you know?
yeah, as gimmicky as it is, and how comparable it can be to like Sonic Colors, for instance, from we're hearing from everybody, like the physics are on point.
Yeah. I
And
don't need
and
much. I just need. When he goes bloop, I'm just like, man, I fucking felt that. That's perfect. That's what it's all about.
yeah, and we don't need any more back to basics. We got the basics. They should have the basics down. Let's do new interesting things with it. And that's to me, that's what they're trying to do here. So I'm all for it.
Sonic Superstars 2 will be going back to the franchise's roots by reintroducing familiar levels like Green Hill Zone.
And we're gonna do it in 8-bit because we just not sure about nothing no more. We're just going.
Comes with revolutionary 8-bit emulation.
We finally nailed the game gear. We finally did it, guys. Got your Sonic Blast back. We finally did it. Good job,
You're
everybody.
looking forward to the Sega Andromeda? Nah, fuck it, Game Gear 2.
Oh my god.
Extra crunch.
I wish Wayne was here. I've been enjoying that fake little I don't know, so like there's a Twitter account out there that's just gone out of its way to like make up a Sega console and just like
Also a
here's a fun
really
idea.
cool name. Like,
Yeah,
Andromeda.
that
Look
is a
that
fun
up. Let me look up who made that.
But while you do that,
Declan
should
Downs is the the one behind that. Radical 1991.
Very nice. Well, you guys can go check that out on Twitter if you are so inclined. Do we want to list off the stage themes?
Yeah, I mean, I'm game. You know how it is. Hell yeah. All right.
I know there is a okay. One of these is really cute. I was gonna say like even if they are different, they are clearly callbacks to other stages or like
Yeah,
mishmashes of other.
I
But
got.
there's one in here.
I've got a little bit of a queasy Sonic 4 Episode 2 feeling from some of these, but I guess we'll just go through it. Bridge Island Zone, we've already seen some footage of. It's our resident, Green Hill adjacent stage. And I'm fine with that, just as long as it's not the Green Hill again. Completely happy to do that. And then Speed Jungle, which we've seen quite extensive footage of as well, which has lots of like vines and it's got the grinds. And it's got this little dark feature in there as well. Something worth pointing out, though, is you notice how the first stage is Bridge Island, and then we've got Speed Jungle. Bridge Jungle. You seeing? You picking up what I'm putting down here? Bridge and Jungle.
I mean, those. I'm just thinking of 8-bit Sonic. I'm not sure what you're thinking.
That's what I'm putting down there. Is like 8-bit Sonic 1,
okay.
Bridge Zone and Jungle Zone are back to back, just like Bridge Island and Speed Jungle appear to be back to back.
I mean, and those are also unique to 8-bit Sonic, and you know what? Good. Like, if you're gonna call back anything from classic Sonic, give the 8-bit one some love because that game kicks ass.
Oh, absolutely. No, it doesn't kick ass, but I think, if you're going to call back anything, call back the more obscure stuff.
Have you played 8-bit Sonic? I think it's a great game.
Yeah, I've played 8-bit Sonic 1. I did a live stream of it. I think it's fucking terrible. Well, I say that. Like, it's fine if you've got a save state, but it's just prone to bullshit difficulty.
I think Sonic 2 is.
No, Sonic 2 definitely. Oh, Sonic 2 now. I got nothing for that.
Did you play the Master System version or Game Gear?
Both. Fuck it. Fuck Sonic 2. But Sonic 1, I played the Master System one on a live stream, and I enjoyed it, but I had the understanding that it's like, I am using save states here. The issue is like things like with Jungle Zone Act 2, when there's absolutely no warning that there's a bottom, like that the screen is scrolling up with you, effectively, and there's no warning that if you jump down, it's death, that there's like a death pit beneath you. There's a lot of that in like Sonic 1 8-bit, and just a lot of Sonic 8-bit games. There's elements of trial and error there where you kind of have to die to figure things out a little bit, and I'm fine with that, but when you're stingy on lives in a game that you cannot save, I think that becomes counterintuitive. I understand that this was more commonplace among games back then, especially 8-bit ones, but like, it doesn't change the fact that I play it today and I'm just like, thank fuck for save states. Like, because this would not be a nice experience otherwise.
Yeah, I do think, I've been on both sides of it. I do think there is an interesting conversation to have in terms of like playing the game as it was originally intended to, but also let's have a conversation about them intentionally being kind of shitty to their players in some aspects. Things of that nature. Like, that's another conversation for a different time.
Yeah, it's like when people are like, oh, you're not playing the game really if you're using the save state. I'm just like, mate, I got better things to do, than spend hours here trying to wrap my head around this stuff, I
think it's okay to talk about it in both terms, like if you're doing an analysis,
Yeah, in an analysis, but I'm just like, I still see it as a valid way of playing, just
it's a game. Like, if you're not doing our job and you're just playing a video game, play it however the hell you want. They had cheat codes back in the day. They're not above it.
I mean, put it this way.
Anybody tell you otherwise. They had cheat codes. They had game genies. They had every kind of way to get around bullshit back in the day.
If I'm reviewing like Sonic 1 on the Game Gear or whatever, I'm going to play it as it's intended for a bit. But if I game over at least once, I will just immediately go to save states. That way I can review the rest of the game while maintaining some level of mental health. Like, I'm not about that, I don't want to waste time. Just let me get to the next bit.
I get that. I mean, in terms of what I have to do with my stupid crap, like I have to kind of run my head into a wall until I get it because I'm an old man. But it's whatever. That's not important. We got to
At
get
least
through
it's
that.
not Sonic 2 8-bit, right? Like,
Right.
that
Exactly
game
that.
can completely go fuck itself.
Yup.
But yeah, we got Bridge Island and Speed Jungle. Those we already knew about. I don't know exactly what order this is supposed to be in, because I don't see them doing this early in the game, but Sky Temple. Now, we have seen images of this, and it doesn't look like Sky Sanctuary. Thank you for that. That's fortunate.
It
But
kind of looks like Angel Island from GBA Sonic, I thought.
well, Izuka made sure to also clarify that this is a single act, but it will take the average player 9 minutes to get through. So it's about 2 minutes.
That is interesting.
So I guess more of a marathon kind of stage. So that's kind of interesting. I'm kind of game for that. I just
Kind of wonder what the point of that is. I mean, that is a callback to Sky Sanctuary, though, isn't it?
it's got to be kinda, but like at least in terms of its appearance, it looks different. So I can appreciate it from that standpoint.
Yeah, absolutely. It's still a different level in its own right, but they are still doing the single act thing. I mean, I'm okay with it. Sky Sanctuary is my favorite classic Sonic level, so that's going to be very, very interesting. And it sounds like there's going to be some meat on it. It's not going to be a quick little one and done sort of a thing.
Oh yeah, I also forgot to mention that. Yeah, there is another thing to talk about, but we'll do that after we've talked about these levels.
Sure.
Did you want to move on to Carnival Pinball?
Finally combining like two of the most popular aesthetics for Sonic, and I could not be more excited because I love carnival levels, I love pinball levels, and having the two of them just smacked together. Yeah, it's predictable. It's been 30 years and they've not done that yet. So I'm all in for this. I'm super excited.
As long as it doesn't feel like the Sonic 4 Episode 2 Carnival Night Zone, then we're game.
Yeah. Yeah, I agree.
After that, we've got Lagoon City. Now,
Yeah,
there's
I like that.
Lagoon City.
It's a Lagoon City. Like they go out of their way, at least from what I'm seeing. I'm just going by the piss. I don't know what's been officially written, but I assume they're going out of their way to put lagoon and city in two separate words here. But if they were ballsy enough to like release the game and they combine it, I will be in tears. I will be in fucking tears, laughing my ass off.
We have
That'd be incredible.
we have seen a picture of that one, and it looks a lot like Jugpot from Klonoa 1. So I'm gonna...
I'm looking that up.
Yeah, I'm let me now get a picture and send it to you.
Okay,
Sonic
thank you.
Superstars Lagoon City.
I'm into that. So that's cool, and that's telling me, yeah, this is where the primary water stuff is going to be taking place in. Then we have again these I don't know, it just makes me smile. Like there's clearly like callbacks in silly little ways. So we have Sky Temple, but now we have Sand Sanctuary.
Sonic 4 Episode 2, I'm telling you. Oil Desert.
Yeah, I'm gonna tell you, dude. I did not hate the themes of Episode 2. I really liked the aesthetic of them.
I still saw it as a
layout was
cop-out.
just not fun.
I was like, oh, we got original stages this time. I was like, no, you haven't. You just combine shit. But, like, either way, this doesn't necessarily have to be Sandopolis meets Sky Sanctuary. Also, there's the picture of Jugpot. Well, not Jugpot. Fucking...
Got
also,
in the back rooms.
That's using the bullet power-up as well, so you look like a little piece of lava, effectively.
Okay. Yeah, I see what you mean.
Yeah, there's other pictures of it as well, but... I mean, like, I'll send you another one, because I cannot be the only one getting kind of a Klonoa-y kind of vibe from some of, like, the art direction here. Like...
I don't know. I have to go back and listen to it. Like, the second act of Egg... God, what's the last level of Mania?
Oh, yeah, no, I know what you're talking about. Titanic Monarch. And yes, it does sound very similar to the final encounter from... Daughter Phantom.
I think this looks great. I love this. It looks like Sonic stuff, but they're doing some different things with it. But yeah, I see what you mean. I see what you mean in terms of like...
It's probably the windmill. I'm probably thinking it because there's a windmill.
Sure. I mean, like the harsh geometry in terms of like the patterning here, very Sonic-y, but like that more alien kind of roundy look to the rocks in the background. Yeah, I do get both like modern Sky Sanctuary and also a bit of Clono in there. And to be fair, I'm sure Clonoa took a little like when they came back, took a little inspiration from Sonic, and I don't know, all these furry people like to commingle.
I mean, Klonoa has it makes no bones about taking some inspiration from Sonic, at least in the art department. I
Oh,
mean,
for sure.
for Christ's
Clonoa 2
sake,
alone.
yeah,
Clonoa
everything
2 alone.
post Klonoa 1 was like this could exist in the Sonic world. I remember my sister coming to me saying, "I figured it out. He's the son of Sonic and Tails," and I was like, "Well, how would that work? Even think." So, yeah, we've Sand
I
Sanctuary.
think it looked pretty.
Looks pretty cool.
Have you seen anything for it, or is that just a name?
I'd have to probably look it up. There are some images of, I think, most of these stages. There's another one called, like, I think Golden Gateway or something, but, like, that was one that was kind of data mined. It was basically one of the image files was uploaded as that, and it's got, like, lots of sort of gold structures and stuff, so that's pretty cool. They could have made it a water level and called it Golden Showers, but, you know.
Oh my God.
And then the last one we got on this list here is called Press Factory. So, Sonic 4 Episode 2 Press Garden, anyone?
I was wondering. Yeah, I did a double take because Press Factory is so close to Press Garden. Is like, didn't we already get this level?
Well, maybe it's like the press, except it's not in a garden this time, so it's literally just everything about Press Garden, but without what made it so fucking weird in the first place.
I will say, just from what I've seen, just from images or videos or stuff like that, even like the most like generic-y Sonic-y things, which would be like Bridge Island or stuff like that. Like I've enjoyed the hell out of the art direction with everything I've seen so far. And that's saying something from me because just growing up with the games I've grown up with, like it's just doing the 2.5D, it's just a platformer with 3D models. It doesn't always look that good to me, but it's selling me. The art direction's really nice with this game. I'm really enjoying it.
Yeah, I think Sonic Fantasy Reverie series looks great. I mean, hey, that should surely be a big endorsement, to be honest. Like,
and I think it is. I think the Clono games are gorgeous.
Yeah, I love Cloaca. So like, make him playable in this.
Well done. I mean, it's not like he's doing anything else.
Dude, imagine, oh man, imagine if there was like a DLC and you could add Klonoa to the game.
I would freak out.
That would like, this has a chance at being best 2D Sonic game for me, but you know that I prefer the 3D generally. But if you go putting Klonoa in, you are competing with the big leagues now. You're competing with fucking Sonic Adventure 2, Sonic Frontiers, and Sonic Unleashed.
I'm gonna, you know what? Just I'm tangenting because we're talking about Klonoa. We'll get back to the customization crap in just a minute here. Like, last weekend, we had my buddies Dustin and Rogelio up here, and me and Rogelio finished up Kirby and the Forgotten Lands. I'd gotten to like the last level, and I just never beaten it, and I'd forgotten like how pleasant that game was. I was like, you know what? I want a 3D Klonoa game. I want a nice, just open 3D Klonoa game.
I can agree. I think a lot of what makes Klonoa very distinctive, though, it comes in kind of how hard he goes in the 2.5D and utilizing those perspectives, but at the same time, yeah, I ain't gonna say no 3D Klonoa game, you know? Like, hell yeah. I mean, maybe they could make it so it's like maybe the hub world. Give him a hub world, make that in 3D, but make the levels still the conventional 2D Klonoa.
They could do many things. Like he's had more like just straight up 2D with puzzle elements from the handheld games. He's got 2.5D. He's got volleyball. Just make good games. That's all I know Klonoa to be. He makes good games.
I love Klonoa.
Fuck yeah. All right. Customization.
Before we do that, though, something I forgot to mention. This game has a hub world.
Oh, that's right. You did mention that.
Yeah, so, yeah, the Game Informer article did mention that, yeah, akin to the White World, from Sonic Generations. There's kind of a connective tissue with this one as well. So that's
I don't hate that. I love hub worlds.
yeah, I love
As
hub
long as they're
worlds.
not too obnoxious. I like hub worlds.
That's given this one a chance at taking a swing at Sonic 3 as far as best 2D official Sonic game goes, but we'll have to see.
At this point, like I don't know, man. Like just, I hold that up to a pedestal. I hold that game up to a really high pedestal. I also understand why people think Mania is better. Don't blame them. Like 30 years, yeah. Well beyond that point at this point. We gotta be. Come on.
I love Mania, but I cannot call a game that reliant on old level themes in the same league as Sonic 3 and Knuckles, which is an entirely bespoke adventure, you know?
Yeah.
Also, it's just got more story to it. Like, Mania's great, don't get me wrong, but, like, there's not much in terms of story going on there compared to Sonic 3.
Yeah. Why is it? No, we're not saying that the Superstars one is. He's saying the layout's similar to the the white world from Sonic Generations.
And the reason we laugh at that is because we're not very old at heart.
Because we're immature idiots. That's why.
Yeah, no, I'm always welcoming towards a hub world. I'm glad we've moved a little bit away from the linearity of conventional Sonic, especially like with Sonic Frontiers as well, you know, like up until then, I guess after Unleashed, it was just purely linear games effectively. I mean, okay, Generations had the white world, but like for a 3D Sonic game, that's not that substantial as far as hub worlds go. And then like Frontiers, it's all fucking hub world, you know, effectively, you know?
Chip was making a joke. I'm very sorry. It's hard to tell sometimes.
I really want Jack Specific to release a Werehog figure that comes with a little chip accessory.
Nothing's off the table. Like I do think we're gonna be getting some more. They have to start, digging deeper into the barrel here in terms of like Sonic crap they can sell to us. And even if the Werehog's not in recent games, he's in the mobile game. So
the Werehog would be popular because there's just so many people that. Well, like Sonic Unleashed is a cult game, effectively. It's got a cult following.
Look, if the Werehog can get a Funko Pop, it can get a Jack specific figure. Like there's no reason it couldn't.
It warms my heart to see that I wasn't insane for liking Sonic Unleashed when I was younger.
Yeah, no, there's a lot of good in there. Not my favorite, but yeah, I can see why people love that game. I want Black Knight and Secret Rings figures. They had really cool Black Knight figures back in the day. They're very, very expensive now.
Oh, but yeah, they did.
Maybe they'll bring those back.
I think they ought to, you know?
I mean, at this point, like they are gonna start running out of they're just gonna keep re-releasing Sonic over and over and over again. But they're running out of core cast. We're finally getting Blaze, and I know Cream and Infinite's finally out there, but yeah, I don't know. I feel like we're really close to getting a Mephiles figure.
I saw the thing. Yeah, no, dude, I would love a Mephiles figure. Like right now, I just got Infinite because I'm just like, he's kind of my consolation prize Mephiles. But eventually we'll get the real deal.
Yeah, that's torturing me. I've not found my Infinite figure. All right. Well,
one of the good ones. It's one of the really good ones. They've absolutely captured him. We got another entry in the era of customizable Sonics. If there's one thing I'm kind of thankful to Sonic Forces for, is that it really kind of brought back customization elements in Sonic, I feel. Because every game since then, like Sonic Colors Ultimate has had some degree of customization. Sonic Frontiers, a little degree of customization. Team Sonic Racing, quite a bit of customization. And yeah, same goes for this. So, what we do know is that you can customize pretty much every body part of these characters. You can, you've got head customization, you've got arm customization, you got torso, feet, etc. You can change the colors of your hog and stuff like that. So, you can just go all out with the customization in this one. It's apparently far more in-depth than what Frontiers or Colors Ultimate did.
This is almost. I don't know how deep the customization is. I don't know if they're just skins in that Roblox game, Speed Simulator.
They are skins.
Okay, yeah, they get a bit wild with that. That I didn't know that. I just thought we would be getting a couple of skins here and there.
Let me give
But that.
classic Sonic blue arms, damn it.
Oh my god, give them green eyes, make people freak out.
I mean, I'll bet. I'll bet you can. This is the interesting thing, though, is we also know that there are going to be skins for Lego Sonic and Eggman and stuff like that. It makes me wonder, though, if it's got a full-on customization menu, can I have, like, a freakish regular Sonic with, like, a Lego head and a Lego foot or something like that?
I would love that. There's one skin I want. Only one skin I want. I want Mohawk Sonic.
I was about to say, yeah, Greg Martin style Sonic would be very welcome here. They're not gonna do it because they're fucking stupid.
They're
goddamn.
terrified. They're terrified of any other region having any kind of history with the franchise. Yes, it's obnoxious. But I think that would just be a cute little extra. I would love to see that. Because yes, it's ugly. It should not be Sonic's default design, but just a fun little nod to the ridiculous history. I mean, that's a great way to celebrate it.
I still don't think it's ugly. I think he looks fine.
I comparatively, I do think the flat quills versus the full head of hair is the clear winner there. But why the hell not? This should be super fun.
I think it works in the artwork and it works in a 2D capacity. I can't see it working in 3D, but like I think with a nice stylized art style, there's nothing wrong with it.
Yeah. I want Knuckles with the OVA hat. Like, I'd be surprised if not. That hat's just everywhere. So I would assume that he'll be back. I don't know. That sounds like a lot of fun. We'll get a lot of goofy designs, but usually, because I'm a nostalgic old bitch, usually when it comes to skins and stuff like that, I'm usually looking for designs that I'm already familiar and in love with. So that's why I'm kind of excited to see classic Amy in a modern Amy sundress.
If
and
you
whatever
can
else
customize the designs, though, if you can customize the colors, I'm gonna hazard a bet that you're gonna have them all green.
Yeah, I'm gonna be doing that.
Oh,
can you imagine if they're courageous and do a green Knuckles?
Dude, and they could also do like a green Sonic, and then you'd have Scourge.
Yeah, but like if you put green on either of them, I mean the green Sonic's not as egregious, I feel, but having a Chaos Knuckles, like I would love to see Sega flex a little bit and actually just get their crap back under the roof and just say, no, we're not afraid to take our character and make it green because a crazy, cranky old comic writer says he's got claimants over it. So, yeah,
Do you
that's my thoughts.
reckon there'll be any kind of modern skins for the cast in there, or modern customization parts? Because that'd be kind of cool, I guess.
Amy's an indicator, isn't it?
Well, I mean, she's got the modern dress, but she's still classic Amy, you know? What I'm thinking is, like, if you could switch out, like, classic Sonic's entire head and give him, like, the modern one.
I mean, it's well within their ability. I don't think they will, but I'm also like, why wouldn't you?
If they want to make me really happy, they can add a little sports tape, you know? Give them some extra quills. I mean, I'm honestly kind of surprised that there's no movie Sonic skin for Frontiers yet, and I think if they haven't done it yet, they're probably not gonna do it.
I would imagine that's more of a rights thing with Paramount more than anything else.
What a pain in the ass. I would love to play as movie Sonic in that game.
Yeah. No, I agree with you. I think they would just have to get that signed off by a big old movie studio if that was the case there.
And I'm surprised that they haven't, you know, taken advantage of Prime a little bit and given him his fucking shoes, or like made Tails into Stupid 9 or something.
Oh god, that might be a thing though. That might genuinely be a thing that they throw in there as extras, is like the stupid shoes from the different worlds.
Damn it. You can wear shoes and gloves that completely throw off the color balance of the character. Hooray!
Yeah, well, that'll be fine. I don't know. I think this is cute. I'm not really all that concerned with anything I've learned about the game from this document here. This all sounds pretty cool to me. This sounds nice. It sounds pleasant.
has, if anything, been a little bit reassuring. Not that I needed reassurance or anything, but you understand what I mean. Like,
Mm-hmm.
yeah, it all
That
sounds
they're
positive.
Yeah, like the major concern I think has been put to bed because we're hearing from reliable sources. Physics are solid, even if it's not exactly one for one from the original classic games, because Mania and Origins aren't. I still think those games play just fine. Like I'm totally happy with that if they can translate that to 3D. That is great. That's awesome.
Also, did you see that our friend Ash had positive things to say about it as well?
I did see that. Yeah, Ash has also reported good things as well, which I'm very happy to hear. Um, but
No
yeah,
Sonic
like
impressions in the Uber.
getting brand new levels, even if it is mixing up old themes. Yeah, I'm fine with that. You have to have Sonic-y kind of themes. Just do some different stuff with it. Stop reusing the same damn assets.
Stuff looks creative enough for me, like, so
Yeah.
far. It just... if we're doing things like Sky Fortress from, like, Sonic 4 Episode 2, like, where it's literally just the same thing with a different paint coat, then that's where it gets egregious for me. But,
Yeah.
I can kind of accept what I'm hearing so far, provided it looks different enough, and I'm happy to say that the, Sky Temple... it doesn't look like a Sky Sanctuary, so I'm happy with that. Like,
Yeah. I think this is all good stuff. This is all good stuff. I'm hyped for this.
alrighty then. Oh.
So that's about that. But should we don't have too many super chats today. I'm very thankful for the ones we have though. Oh no, we do have a little bit more than I expected. Holy crap. Thank you guys. But what do you say we get to these super chats and a little bit of a shorter show today, but you know, it's whatever. Nice chill time. You guys have a whole spoiler cast you can check out if you need more of us.
And I'm going to have a new video up in a bit.
Hell yeah.
Alright, well, yeah, I'll start us off. We got OzJam H with $10. Aliens have been confirmed, leading to an invasion of Area 51. Soon the intruder finds something, and outside of 51, you hear a loud noise. What is that noise? It's Rocket! And then the with power-up song plays. Oh, thank you for reminding me of what that was.
Out of context, wisp powers is really funny to me. Really, really funny.
Fucking stupid. Imagine if it actually is wisps. It's just like, wisps again?
Oh gosh, I need to do some reading on it. I want aliens. I want aliens so bad. I really, really do.
The thing is, though, like, there's two ways this can go, you know? The aliens are either going to be super cool, or they're going to be fucking General Zod. You know, like, you don't know. This could be the complete end of all of us, for all we know. But it could also be a damn good time as well. I'm welcoming it with open arms, you know? But at the same time, it's like, oh god, yeah, this could be now or never. We could be biting the bullet.
I just want confirmation of alien life in my lifetime. That's all I want.
Oh, you don't need that. You know there's aliens out there at the very least.
I would just like some sort of confirmation. That, like I keep saying, like some of my biggest bucket list, like something I would love to be around for, like giant changes in humanity. I want to see a dinosaur brought back to life, or I want to see an alien. That's all I want.
Want some of that alienacy?
Hell yeah. Just say you did it. All right.
Man.
Our Paul Jamal with $5. Happy Bee Theory, guys. Never know. Nick is a Barbie fan. I'm a big fan of that movie. At the very least, I'm a big fan of that movie.
I still need to see it. It took them ages to pay me, and I was quite in the hole for a bit. But
for sure.
If I'm doing this theatrically, I want to do it back to back with Oppenheimer. I want to do Barbenheimer.
I did that weekend when they both came out.
That's not Barbenheimer, man. You did them on separate days, you coward.
Yeah, I feel like it's probably healthier to do that. Digest one and then go to the next one, especially Oppenheimer. Holy shit.
Look at you at the fast food buffet. Well, I just need a little time to digest before I get my second plate.
For God's sakes. All right.
Alrighty. We got OzJam H with $10. Going to limit my spendings on here as I as I like to use my moolah for important stuff, like figures! Specifically, My Hero Academia, like the geek I be. And you know life. Keep cool and drink the gaming fluids, dude. Oh, you've been kind enough, and I have indeed been drinking the gamer juice. In fact, I've been drinking, it's an energy drink called Kong Strong Wild Power. It's one of those little brand drinks, but you know what? I like living next to a little. Makes life more affordable.
Yeah, I get it though. Ozjan, thank you for the money you have spent. I do have to limit my spending. I've got gargantuan bills coming up. I had to do something heartbreaking this morning before the start of the show. I had actually gotten in and obtained the pre-order for the Spider-Man PS5, the one I keep saying it's like they're gonna have a Venom themed one. I'm gonna get it when it comes out, and I had it pre-ordered, and then 5 minutes later, I'm like, can't do it, and canceled it. It's just heartbreaking. Is what it is, though. Can't spend $600 right now.
Yeah, like you're in the trenches, aren't you? You're kind of fucked.
Severely.
You're just,
yeah, so I can't spend that kind of money right now.
You're just fucked, dude. It's not even your fault. You're a shrimp, dude. You can't help it.
Oh my god. All right.
Yeah, no, I had a similar thing actually yesterday. I bought on Amazon the Marvel Legends Japanese Spider-Man action figure because I wanted it. But then I found out the guy's fucking orange, so I decided not to. I don't want a fucking orange one.
Fair enough.
God, why is it so hard for red to just be red, you know? Like, God.
I don't know what to tell you. Why is it so hard for orange just be orange? You know what I mean?
Spider-Man is not orange. Damn it.
Don't let Gilly hear you say that. He'll just argue with you about it.
Fuck Gilly. Don't let Gilly hear you making a joke about X earlier on.
All right. Is it my turn?
It is your turn. I think
so. Daza S with £5. Thank you. Oh my god. I'm enjoying your diversification beyond Sonic, talking about Transformers, Flash, Spider-Man, and Barbie recently. Hope you keep it up. Well, thank you. Yeah, we have fun. It's refreshing. It's good to
gotta get that Spider-Verse spoiler cast out there before it becomes a running gag. We could just tell people it existed, but just don't do it.
We want to talk about the movie. I mean, at this point, maybe we just wait. At this point, let's just wait for the release of it.
What, on Blu-ray?
Yeah.
Okay.
I think that's probably, at this point, that makes the most sense.
Then we can, like, really chew on it, you know?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Crimson Rose sends $5. Is it Naruto running or Sonic running? Who did it first is the question.
Sonic did. 98.
I noticed that Toei Spider-Man has a tendency to throw his arms behind himself when he runs, so maybe it's Spider-Man running.
I mean, it's just the ninja run. Like, that's been a part of that silly culture for a bit. We're going to give it to Spider-Man.
That silly culture. Jesus Christ, Nick.
What?
That silly culture. My God.
Yeah, anime culture. It's fine.
Yeah, anime culture. Okay, anime culture. All right.
Yeah, that's what I call all of Japan. Anime.
I can't wait for our road trip to anime land.
Hell yeah. Great.
Hell yeah, brother.
Hell yeah, brother. All right, that Jorda with $2. God, I needed a good old Sunset City episode today, and then doubled up on that with the next one. So we'll do that 2-for-1. Jordo, thank you so much. And sorry you threw down 2 of them. It looked like he was having some issues with showing it up on his screen or something like that from what I was seeing.
If anything, that works out well for us.
Better, dude. It does. Thank you. But yeah, I hope your day gets a little bit better. It sounds like it's been a rough one.
Hell yeah, that Jordo. You ain't kidding. Mr. SP. No, not Mr. SP. We'll get to Mr. SP in a bit. Sorry, Mr. SP. Omega Mr. Salty sends $2.99. Thank you, Omega Mr. Salty, our resident yogurt male for the day.
Mr. SP with 728. Thank you. Welcome back to Road War. I know. I'm going to assume it's just
number. Why?
What YouTube? I assume YouTube. I'm going to assume SP didn't specifically put on there. Oh, God.
I like to think that he did.
Sure. Be the chaos you want to see in the world.
What do you got for
Welcome
us
back
today?
to Road Warrior City, where a man and a dog wander around alone for a couple of hours or so. Nobody tell Pup how the story ends.
Assuming the dog dies.
Probably. I'm never gonna watch Road Warrior now.
That's just what dogs do at this point, you know?
I'm just so tired of movies that just kill the dog. Tired of it. Absolutely tired
John
of it.
Wick.
Anyway, I think it's your turn.
Okay, so we got Sonic Fans 1661, who sends $2. Hey, just tuning in. Moving is fun. Yeah, I can vouch for that. Like, I've recently moved into my place. That said, I had a fun time, actually. Like, furnishing my little bedroom and stuff. And like, in The Sims, except I'm not unfairly miserable because I didn't get 68 hours of sleep one day. Fucking Sims. But, the difference here is I can't put a cheat code in to get money. Or can I?
Get that crypto going, baby.
Now, imagine if you could just, log into, your online banking, press a combination of buttons and type in, Motherlode or Rosebud, and then suddenly you get money.
Oh, God, I wish. God, do I wish.
Has anyone ever tried that?
Go nuts, man. Let us know how it goes.
Lisa here.
Oh, my God.
You're up.
Oh, Mr. SP with $10. Thank you. I'm actually pretty excited for Sonic Superstars. As much as I loved Mania, it didn't really have much for character exclusive routes. Hopefully these new abilities will make a very experience. I hope so too. I think there might be too many characters and abilities to make that too viable of an option, but I wouldn't hate that. It sounds like at the very least when they're doing this Vine stuff or these or the vision powers, it sounds like exploration and multiple routes are going to be a major part of this game. So
also, were you aware that Amy has a proper double jump this time?
I'm aware, yeah, because that was something that they're waiting to see for. There's a lot of comparisons before Origins Plus came out, because we knew from footage that she had a double jump, and then I guess Sonic official, while they were streaming Origins Plus, said that she had a double jump when she clearly didn't.
Yeah, I noticed that. Naughty. Imagine if they just forgot to program it in there. It wouldn't surprise me at this point with Origins.
I don't know. The inconsistency with Amy movements is something I really want to get into at some point. Like, she plays differently in every single game she's in. It's super weird.
We got B. Dichinoa with $5 Canadian. This was a wholesome episode. Just a man, his dog, and 3 corpses. I am no one's property. I belong to no one.
That's fantastic. Well done. Can you imagine? Just a lunatic. I thought I was having this full conversation with Ghost, who's just staring at me, wagging his tail like, I don't know what the fuck you're saying.
Yeah, he's bloody listening, though. He's really listening, and you've made him very happy if that's the case.
He's a sweet, sweet boy.
Oh, he's so great. God, I fucking love
him. All right, let's continue on here. Sonic Fan 1661 with $5. Thank you. The universe is far too big for there not to be at least one extraterrestrial species, though, to be honest, it is terrifying whether there is or is not aliens. I agree completely. The idea that we are alone in the universe is horrifying. The idea that there's anybody else out there is also horrifying. I'm into it.
You just can't fucking win with these, can you? You know?
No, but yeah, I'd like to hope that life is out there somewhere. I think that would be a very sad, lonely thing to be. We're the only thing that exists out there in this entire universe.
I mean, we're not, because we're not even the only thing that exists on this planet, you fucking dickhead.
I watched this video the other day, and it ended with this really, really powerful fucking thing. Like Stevie, who co-hosted that Barbie spoiler cast, which you guys should go listen to. She pointed this video out to me, and it just left me with this gut punch, because it ended with a line along the lines of just leaving a message if there was anyone else out there. It's like, hey, we're the only humans that are left. And just that line was like, oh God, oh, technically, if you think about it, yeah, we kind of are in a weird way. There's 8 billion of us, but all the other species of us that coexisted just died out, and we could be the only version of us out there in the universe. Ugh. Ugh. Anyway,
I
existential
hope we
crisis.
got I hope we get cool aliens. I hope they're stoners. That'd be awesome.
Yeah.
I've got this massive tapestry up in my bedroom, just above my bed, which just has 3 aliens on it, all with bongs, just says trippin'. I find this thing fucking hilarious. I would clap their cheeks.
Well done.
I want a fucking alien in the ass.
All right, your turn.
All right, we got OzJam H with 5 alien bucks. Here's 5 for you, but after this, no more, maybe. I haven't seen either Barbecue or Bomb here. Which should I watch first? Either way, believe it. I believe. I mean, Nick, you saw Barbie first, didn't you?
Yeah, I saw Barbie first.
I think my intention would be see Barbie first. You know, start light, go in to the big boy. I get the feeling like, you know, Oppenheimer would probably fuck my mind a little too much to really be able to focus on Barbie. Maybe, I don't know. I haven't seen either film, but from what I understand, Oppenheimer's like an experience. You know,
Barbie made me think a lot more than Oppenheimer did. And honestly, like the conversations it's having about being a woman in a world run by men and stuff like that, and then seeing like the most dad movie you could possibly see in Oppenheimer, like definitely recontextualized a lot of stuff. I would watch both. I think they're both amazing movies in their own right.
The question is which one first.
It doesn't really matter. Like the tonal difference between the two is so strikingly different.
I know that nothing can challenge my worldview that, why would I want to be woman silly, woman moment.
It's not not about wanting to be a woman. It's just a different perspective.
I don't want to become one. No, get away from me.
I'm not gay. I'm not
gay.
Woman.
I'm not a woman.
I don't know. I thought Barbie was a much more interesting movie between the two. I'm just gonna put that out there on the table. I thought it was a way more interesting movie.
But we all know that Infinity War is better than both of them. I was doing a reference to a thing that's making the rounds online.
Fair enough,
whether he's right or wrong, he's being obnoxious. It's irrelevant, you know. Like, but
they're just different. They're different beasts. I would watch both, though. I would absolutely watch both. They're both amazing movies.
Yeah, Infinity War is pretty good. Alrighty. So we have. Oh, you have to read this one.
Sonic fan 1661 with $2. Thank you. Life is rough for a lot of us lately, isn't it? Yep. Cheers to that.
I have swimmer's ear, okay? I admit it. My ears hurt. I hate it.
Oh my god.
I started swimming to improve my health. Partly because if I walk and stuff, I overheat. I have a condition. Now that I've been swimming, from getting water in my ears, I got fucking swimmer's ear, and it hurts. And I hate it. So, I'm really damned if I do and damned if I don't these days.
All right. You're up next.
Sonic Fan 1661 asks me in specific a question. Can I buy you for $2, pup? I have Sonic figures too. Don't buy me for $2, man. I am not cheaper than a Sonic figure. How dare you? But thank you for your money.
If you have 20, that's another story.
But I have to be looked after.
Oh my god. OzJam H. Another $2. Thank you. Positive boy vibes for the end of the show, gamers. Thank you, OzJam.
Can't rule out that he means booger when he says that. You know, like there's nothing to say that he actually means booger, not burger.
I mean, that is that word that he wrote out, boiga. It is one letter closer to booger than it is to burger.
That's the thing. Is he could be doing a reference to burger, or he could be just fucking being a dirty booger brain, you know? Like,
positive boogers. Positive boogers.
Extra salty.
All right. that's gonna do it for today, guys. Thank you guys so much for hanging out with us. Pup, what are you working on?
Ah, well, nothing currently. I just finished up my big project, which is the retrospective on the Japanese Toei Spider-Man, and it is bonkers. So that video is going to be going up in around about half an hour. So keep an eye out for that. There is one more as well. One more super chat.
Yeah.
But the super chat cutoff is now. Sonic Fan 1661 says you'd get all the afterglow pup. Okay, all right. That's fucking filthy. Stop it.
Well done.
What are you doing, Nick?
I need to finish up the Origins Plus. I need to record that today. The script is viciously long, and I was looking at it. They were like, I need to calm it down. So that's up next. Burp burp burp. And then hopefully like a Ninja Turtle review when that comes out, and I don't know. I'd like to cover Last Ronin or something. So I'll have stuff up in the next. Not this week. Next week for sure though. But yeah, otherwise you can go check out our latest spoiler cast if you checked out Barbie. Got Stevie on board because I've seen other Barbie reviews and I feel like she's been more keyed into that movie and what it's all about more than pretty much anybody else I've spoken to about it. It's a really, really good perspective. And she's really funny. So go check that out. But yeah,
It's true. Stevie is rather funny.
absolutely. Talked shit about you a couple times in that as well.
I know. I know. I haven't seen it, but I just know that this would have happened. What happened to our friendship, Stevie?
I think that is your friendship.
We are both British.
There you go. There you go.
All right. Well, yeah, the episode is over now.
All right. Bye, guys. Go away.